And now, at last, with the final 10 minutes of the episode still to go, we enter the true conflict of this opening chapter of lameness. This random Pokemon creature snatches Rosemary's precious locket, and the girls give chase.
What is that thing? A Trixie. It's a thief.
Yes, Rosemary, it took something that belongs to you, therefore it is indeed a thief. Thank you for sharing this vital info, Rosemary. Thank you so much. To make long story short, long in terms of time wasted, not things actually happening, the girls hunt the critter across town and witness it wooing itself a mate with the help of Rosemary's trinket. Rosemary takes back what is hers, or rather the locket just drops back into her palm, and that's that. Riveting adventure. You know what's funny? In a sad, pathetic way, this creature and its mating ceremony is the best part of the episode. Think about it. The Pokemon rodent had a goal, a quest for love, it ventured out, risked its life, took the treasure it needed from a giant rampaging lummox, found a mate, and fulfilled its destiny in the end. This little scamp is more of a hero than the protags of the show thus far. I'm more invested in these critters and their steamy Pokemon sex than I'm in the alleged heroines. But back to the sludge.
Rose. Sorry. I didn't want to lose it. Rose, why didn't you tell me?
It's just a cheap necklace.
You know what? I think I managed to find the hidden subtext here. I had to use all my analytical mojo, but I cracked the code. Get her closer, and I'll tell ya. Closer. Closer. Rosemary misses her mom. I know, shocking. I wouldn't blame anyone for missing this subtle detail. The show only mentions it 6 times in this one episode. Okay, but if I were to try this once more without the sarcasm, the emotional punch this whole thing is going for is painfully obvious. Originally, Rosemary tells Sage that the locket has a random picture of cake inside it, which is admittedly weird. But then, gasp! It turns out that the picture is actually of her entire family smiling happily together, Rosemary's missing mother included. Aww, poor Rosemary, is the intended result from the viewer. Now as it is, this moment stumbles on its ass, because the information offered is nothing we don't already know. Rosemary has already shed tears and sulked about her mother not once, but twice during the first episode. What is intended to be a reveal is not a reveal. We already know how she feels. The emotional resonance is equal to that of a wet fart. Now, I hate to do the writer's job for them, especially when the story has already been botched and published. But here goes anyway, for all of us, for future reference. Imagine this episode with no overt mentions to Rosemary's mother, Axe the Nightmare especially. Now, think how much better this reveal would be if this was the first time we learned of Rosemary's motivation to become a guardian, so that she can find her mother. It wouldn't be great, but it would achieve the intended effect at the very least. What would be even better is if the story actually did allude to the mother more subtly beforehand, and had Rosemary act aloof or abrasive about the whole matter. Paint the relationship between the two as complicated. Maybe they had an argument just before the disappearance or some such. You know, actual drama. And ta-da! Now you got much more effective way to cap off the first episode. Mistake of the past, haunting the protagonist. But I'm describing a whole different story at this point. Anyway, we are almost at the end, so let's rush this. Rosemary's locket got mangled by the Pokemon, so now the girls gotta fix it. Sage just knows the exact location of this one random blacksmith shop in a city she's never been to before. How? Shut the fuck up, that's how. The girls meet Parsley, the 4th and final member of the Protag foursome. She has a hammer, she bangs things with it, whatever. And she has a million siblings, sure, more on that later. There's absolutely no reason to introduce Parsley here, same as Thyme. The girls will meet and mingle in school in the following episode, so this is just wasted screen time. And speaking of time, Rosemary and Sage literally bump into her for an exact repeat of the scene from before. Nothing is added, nothing new is learned, Sage is lame, Rosemary is pissy, Fime roasts them both for being dumbasses, same as before. What even is this episode? Why do the writers feel the need to repeat useless story beats ad nauseum, instead of using the time on world building or getting the story actually going? I'm being serious here, why do they keep doing this?
We didn't just smash the Trixie, even though I was ready to. Sage got me to be patient, like she always usually does.
Yeah, I do that a lot. Who knew their courtship cycles would coincide with our arrival?
That's beautiful, Sage. A little clinical, but still.
And you got to see the Trixie's entire dance.
We saw it find its soulmate.
You got to be a guardian, in a way. You protected a precious creature, and that let it find its perfect partner. And that matters so much.
I wouldn't say protected, exactly. It was more that we
Didn't cut it in half with swords!
And with that, we are finally at the end of the opening episode. Sage and Rosemary march past the gates to the esteemed Guardian Academy with poise in their steps and smiles in their hearts and yada yada yada. Adventure and whimsy awaits. Next time. Holy fuck, this is garbage. Not one thing, not a single solitary aspect of this show functions. The story to come is built upon a quagmire of shit. All the characters are obnoxious, the world makes no sense, the dialogue is written by absolute cunts with the mental maturity of preteens, there's no conflict, the presentation is dreadful, every second is pure concentrated cringe. What a horrid opening act. My only solace is that I'm done with this crap. And now I just have to do it again. 11 more times. Wish me luck.